These stories have a family history. They were first told by my grandmother to my mother when she was a little girl. Later, my mother told them to me, as I was to tell them to my daughter. I hope that someday she will tell them to her children. When my brothers and I grew old enough to want to read the Bible stories for ourselves, my mother searched through the bookstores for a Bible storybook which would be both faithful to the inspired Word of God and successful in conveying the dramatic excitement and human warmth of these most wonderful of all stories. When she finally despaired of ever finding such a book, she sat down with simple determination to write one. It was a labor of many years. It was still being written when I was sent off to Calvin College in Grand Rapids, where my father had been a professor of theology, and where the roots of our family lay. When I came home to Princeton for vacations, I would find my mother still busy with her Bible storybook. Day after day she carried her Bible, her pencil, and her notebook to the upstairs porch, where she could have a measure of privacy from the busy confusion of family life. With the unreflecting carelessness of youth, I accepted this as just one of the things my mother did. Like her gardening and her visiting the aged and the sick, it lay outside my own circle of interests. It was not until I myself had written many Bible stories for Sunday school papers that I fully realized the monumental task my mother had assigned herself. The National Union of Christian Schools and the William B. Eerdmans Publishing Company undertook the publication of her manuscript as a joint venture of faith. The book appeared first in 3 volumes. My mother did not live to see it in its later 1-volume form. This new edition has been revised to conform more closely to our modern idiom and to incorporate the many archaeological discoveries of the past 30 years, which have corroborated and confirmed the biblical account. Although the book has been shortened somewhat, mainly by the elimination of some repetition, in order to make the volume more easy to handle, every effort has been made to preserve my mother's style, and especially to remain absolutely faithful to the Bible as the inspired and infallible Word of God. Dates and the spelling of names and places are based on the New Bible Dictionary, edited by J.D. Douglas. The Bible text, where it is directly quoted, is the King James Version. It would be impossible to say in how many ways my husband has helped me in this task, which has been a family undertaking for over a year. He and I together join in the hope that this book may make some small contribution to the nurture of God's children. And these words, which I command thee this day, shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 7. Mary Ann Catherine Voss Radius.